Hello YouTube, this is Dazza the Cameraman. Today is Sunday the 28th of June 2015 and this is a video that I've been putting off doing for quite a while, but I think finally it's time to look at Donny Serpico. Now Donny Serpico, not his real name, has been looking at Nibiru Planet X videos for some time, and I used to talk to Donny quite a bit. He used to Skype me for my advice. He would ask questions about videos that he was looking at. And unfortunately, Donny was looking at videos by the likes of Igor Kostelek, Nick Thomas, Terrell Blackstar and Marshall Masters, to name a few. And of course, as we know, those videos are nothing but nonsense. Now, Donny did look to me for my advice on things because, as I often offer to do with people, I offer to talk directly via Skype where I can share my screen and use my astronomy software to explain why what we're seeing in videos is not possible. And for a while there, Donny was quite good. He would actually follow along with the explanation. He would understand it, he would take it away, and he would dismiss the nonsense that he was looking at in these various videos. Now, unfortunately, for some time now, Donny has actually gone the way of the fearmongers, and he has set himself up as a specialist in Nibiru Planet X, as you can see from his videos here. Now, he's actually had a whole lot of other videos, but he tends to go through and deletes a whole bunch of them every now and then. But you can see here his various Nibiru videos. Now, he has blocked me. He's unfriended and blocked me on Facebook. He's blocked me on YouTube. And for most of his videos, as we will see in this one here, if we scroll down, we can see that comments are disabled for this video. Now, sometimes he forgets to delete or disable the comments on his videos, and I do get to make a comment, but since he has blocked me, I'm the only one that I and Donny are the only ones that can see my comments unless I'm replying on somebody else's comment, and then that person can see my comment, but probably only via their email notifications. So let's have a look at Donny's videos and see what sort of nonsense he is putting out there. Now, in this video that he's uploaded earlier today, Nibiru Finally Arrives, he is looking at an all-sky web camera video, and you can see here that we're already 4 minutes into the video where he's talking about Nibiru having arrived, and he gives a description of what we're seeing. And there we go, Donny, here's a bit of advertising for you. You'll get a few viewers coming your way, but at least they'll be educated viewers when they arrive at your channel. So let's hear a little of what Donny has to say, and I'll give a bit of a commentary on what we're looking at here as well.
Right.
So I'll just pause it here. What we're actually looking at here is an all-sky camera. So this has a 360-degree all-sky view. So obviously the field of view is very wide. That means that anything that is visible in the sky would have to be huge, like these clouds. Okay. Now, by comparison, I'm going to show you this photo here that I took myself several weeks ago, and this object here is the full moon. Okay, now that's a standard point-and-shoot camera, zoom right out, so it's the widest field of view possible, and we can see that the moon, which is half of 1 degree across, looks like a tiny dot in the sky. So you imagine how much smaller the full moon would look if this was an all-sky camera. So with that in mind, let's carry on and look at Donny's video and hear what he has to say.
Fellas, I want to talk about something. This here seems to be a speck on the lens, or the housing of the lens. This also. Okay? Now, you see this here? That is a shadow, and it's being casted directly by an object here.
Okay, so he's pointing out what he claims is a shadow here, and he says that it's been cast by this supposed object here. Well, as I've just pointed out, that if this is an all-sky camera that we're looking at, then for an object to look like that, it would have to be bigger than the full moon in this photo here. It would be huge. It would be unmistakable.
Okay, an object there. Right there. Now Jupiter's shadow, which Jupiter casts a shadow, normally looks about that size of that piece of garbage on that lens. That shadow is bigger.
Now what did he just say? Did he say Jupiter's shadow? Well, Donny's since uploaded another video, this one here, where he contends that this is not Jupiter's shadow. And apparently he's talking to Tyrrell Black Star in this video. So let's hear what Donny has to say in this video.
What's up, guys? I made this special video for a guy that I like his show. And so we like his show, we have to be real. Do you see what that is? I'm going to tell you what that is. That's Jupiter's shadow. That's not an anomaly, that's Jupiter's shadow. Okay? So, it is not a lens anomaly.
Really?
Jupiter's shadow has been around for a long time.
Really?
And this is where we part ways. Though I like this guy's show, I gotta tell it like it is. On the addition to this video, you will see what I caught. I am not gonna go with lens anomaly. That is Jupiter's shadow. So it's been there. You can see it anywhere. It's that big. This shadow that I'm showing is bigger. So this is where we part ways, my friend Tyrrell. I like to say, I like your show, unless you show me where the Black Star is.
So here we've got one fearmonger debunking another fearmonger. We've got Donny Serpico debunking Tyrrell Black Star, also previously known as Tyrrell 03. So, now, Donny talking about Jupiter's shadow.
That's Jupiter's shadow.
Really? Okay, well let's have a look in Starry Night Pro. And Donny, maybe you can explain to me how Jupiter can cast a shadow on the sky of the Earth when Jupiter is actually further away from the Sun than the Earth is. Now, just how does that work? I'm rather puzzled by this. As we know, the light that we see, our daylight, is from the Sun, which is at the center of our solar system. And then you've got Mercury, then you've got Venus, then you've got Earth, then you've got Mars, and then you've got Jupiter. So the sunlight is radiating away from the Sun, Donny, away from the Sun. And that means that Jupiter's shadow is going to be radiating away from the Sun. It's going to be out this way. Now I've turned the shadow cones on. Let's have a look at the inner planets to start with. And I'll zoom in, and you can see the shadow cones. Let's have a look at Venus to start with. Okay, so that brown line there is the shadow cone that is cast by Venus, and as we can see, it's radiating away from the Sun, as we would expect. Now, the same thing happens, of course, with the Earth, and what happens during a lunar eclipse is that the Earth is casting a shadow on the Moon. So here we can see the Earth and its shadow cone, and we can see the Moon and its shadow cone. So when there is a lunar eclipse or an eclipse of the Moon passes behind the Earth, and the Earth casts its shadow on the Moon, and that creates a lunar eclipse, and the Moon turns a blood red color. Okay, so let's have a look at Jupiter. There's Jupiter around there. Let's zoom in on Jupiter. And where is its shadow cone? It's pointing away from the Sun, just as we would expect. So maybe you can explain, Donny, how we get Jupiter's shadow when Jupiter is further away from the Earth and cannot cast a shadow on the Earth. Just how does that work? And Donny, I'm calling you out in this video. It's time to quit with this fear-mongering nonsense. You know, I made myself available to you to answer your questions. At one stage you actually turned on me and publicly called me a shill and disinformation agent and all the rest of it. And then I seem to get some sense into you, and you seem to turn around for a while, and you actually told me that I was your go-to guy to answer any questions about Nibiru, Planet X, and all these crazy claims. But now you've gone full tard, you've gone full fearmonger, and you're just as bad now as the fearmongers that I debunk, and that's why I have decided to make this video. No doubt you'll get some extra views as a result of this video, but as I say, at least people will know the sort of nonsense that you are posting in your videos, talking about Jupiter's shadow and pointing at objects in an all-sky camera. If the object was real, then it would have to be massive. All we'd need to do is to go outside and have a look in the sky, and we would see this object. Huge. It would be unmissable. But instead of moving away from your computer and going outside and having a look, you rely on these all-sky cameras and webcams and such like. The same sort of thing that Igor Kostelek is doing. He's using webcams and all-sky cameras and making videos about Nibiru, Planet X. It's nonsense. You can never provide me with the details that I've asked you for. I've asked you to provide the right ascension and declination coordinates of the supposed object, or at very least the altitude and azimuth from your location. But you can't do that. You can't do that because the object is not real. So enough with this fantasy, Mr. Walter Mitty. You know, this is nonsense, and you know, I guarantee that if you can continue with this nonsense, you'll still be making these videos this time next year. You'll still be talking about Nibiru, Planet X is coming, it's arrived, you know. Well, so you say it's here. You say Nibiru finally arrives. Well, you could have fooled me. What are the effects that we're seeing from this Nibiru? You know, the sky is not falling. All the stars and planets are exactly where they should be in our sky. It's not like the Earth has been knocked off its course. Some people would dispute that, but the facts are the facts. That you know, if you ask any astronomer to check the location of any star or planet, for example, Polaris, the northern pole star, is still exactly where it should be. 2/3 of 1 degree from the north celestial pole. It hasn't moved. If the Earth had tilted on its axis or was off course, then Polaris would no longer be where it is. All of the other stars and planets would be moved from their correct positions, and all of the astronomers, amateur astronomers all around the world would be talking about it, because the proven right ascension and declination coordinates for all of the objects that we look at would all change. Everything would be in the wrong place, and that has not happened. So there we have it. Donny Serpico has finally completely morphed into a fearmonger, which is sad to see. So it was time for a video. I've ranted a little bit in this one, but you know, this guy disappoints me somewhat, because as I say, he was talking to me, and I spent a lot of time talking with him via Skype and using Starry Night and other tools, and even just, you know, logic and reason to explain why Planet X sightings and so on were nonsense, why we were looking at lens flares and that sort of thing. And unfortunately, Donny Serpico has gone full fearmonger, full tard, and he's actually become one of the people that I now debunk. As always, do check out my Facebook discussion page, Voices of Reason to Explain X or VORTEX. You'll find a link in the description area. Thank you for watching.